Good morning. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you and your husband in a little while,
I saw him.
but you saw him? I didn't see him.
I saw him maybe not last week, before.
I usually see them in the. I mean, when I see two, I don't mean like speak
Mm-hmm.
to. I usually I have a vantage point. But glad you're doing well. Hope your summer's going well. Look like you're having a little bit of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Melinda.
Melinda, the Saints is
How are
here.
you guys doing this morning? Where's my phone? How about that? We are sharing. We're going to be in Psalm 20 this morning. I am sharing on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, inviting people,
Invite the people.
and then we're going to jump into Psalm 20 this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Psalm 20.
Uncle Joey. Good
What?
morning, sir.
How are you? We are in Psalm 20 this morning. Psalm 20 this morning. Um, Summer's
Mm-hmm.
been going well for us. Hope it's been going well for you. We just put out a worship set this week. One of the worship we've been putting out worship sets throughout the summer. My set is the last of the four that came out. I did miss Psalm 3. Did I miss Psalm 3? No, you didn't.
We're not going in order. I did.
You know what? We should put out a list so people can know what to read ahead of time. Maybe we'll do
Good
that.
idea.
Maybe we'll do that. Yes. You didn't miss Psalm 3 though. We're in Psalm 20 this morning, but we are going to, um, yes, I think we'll craft a list and go through so everybody can kind of know which Psalms will be on for that week.
Mm-hmm.
It is good to see everyone. I hope that summer has been treating you guys
What's up, cousin?
well. Hey, hey. Thank you guys again for your support and for your prayerful support for sure for us. And those of you that have been so steady and faithful financially, really been helpful this summer. We have opportunities ahead of us to go to Virginia for a church that we serve in an apostolic capacity, who is a church plant. So we want to go and serve their worship department and to serve the larger church as well. And we don't want to be a financial burden to them. So that is one thing that is right ahead of us. Also, we are partnering with a church in Georgia that we usually do every year
Mm-hmm.
around this time for their back to school bash. And so we'd love to send them between $500 and $1,000 to help them support and impact the community that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
This is also a church that has gone through tremendous leadership change in the last 2 years. They lost their founding pastor, um, and his wife is carrying on the vision and the mission. They
Mm-hmm.
had to move out of their church location because the church that was renting to them was bought rather
Mm-hmm.
by another church and evicted
So
them as a
much
church. So
transition
so
in a
many.
short time.
So we want to at least just say, hey, we are the broader body of Christ is standing with you and I'm
Mm-hmm.
supporting you. So um, any way that you guys are able to help us, we would love to report back to you
Mm-hmm.
in a few weeks
If you
about
want to give to backpacks, when you give, just put in the memo
backpack.
backpack.
Yes. And if you are giving just to help us continue to do what God's called us to do,
Appreciate it.
Virginia, we sure appreciate you and your efforts there. Okay, Psalm 20. Psalm 20, Psalm 20. Just
Okay.
wanted to give you a little update of
Okay.
what we doing. Okay.
May the Lord answer you in a day of trouble. May the name of Jacob's God protect you. May he send you help from the sanctuary and sustain you from Zion. May he remember all your offerings and accept your burnt offering.
Okay. I'm going to read this translation too, and then we'll expound a little bit more. Right? In times of trouble, may the Lord answer your cry. May the name of the God of Jacob keep you safe from all harm. May he send you help from his sanctuary and strengthen you from Jerusalem. And may he remember all your gifts and look favorably on your burnt offerings. So, starting, hey, what's up, Jermaine?
What's up, brother?
In times of trouble. Now, this is a psalm of David, and it's a psalm um, for the choir director.
Mhm.
Now, some of you may not know this, but it is many theologians agree that when they would send Judah first in praise, it would not be women and children. It would be a band of um, musicians and warriors who were in Judah of Judah that would go first. And so it is not weird or it's not strange that he would be saying this to the choir director. In the times of trouble, may the Lord answer your cry.
Mm.
May the name of the God of Jacob keep you safe from all harm. We know the scripture says the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous run in and they are safe. So if you feel like you're in a season where you're experiencing battle, some of you are experiencing the wakes of transition. Um, some of you are navigating new seasons and trying to sense the footing of the Lord in it. And a lot of times when you're in a transition season and the Lord is trying to navigate you, shift you from one place to another, we are oftentimes vulnerable because we're leaning into here, Lord, am I doing this right? Is this the right thing? What tweaks do you want to make? We know to be very sensitive and linked in to what the Lord has to say. And in that time, the enemy would often try to send attack by way of confusion, attack by way of paralysis of analysis. So he'll send subtle voices. He'll send a multiplicity of voices. He'll send a sense of uncertainty. Those are oftentimes warfare tactics. This is why when you walk through transition, one of the best things to do is to stay anchored in your prayer life and to stay anchored in good, healthy relationships. The people that you know are rock solid, steady. You keep having conversations with those people. You keep you let them in as much as the Lord will allow you in your processes, and give them the liberty to say, "Hey, if I'm walking through transition right now, if I start sounding a little, I start sounding saying crazy stuff, remind me of the word of the Lord."
See something,
Right?
say something.
If I start saying, stuff like I'm gonna quit, I'm gonna give up. If I start sounding discouraged, like keep your eyes on me. I'm going through I'm walking through transition, because that's a
That's
time
good.
when we
That's good.
really begin to when the enemy will try to launch attacks. He waits for opportune times. Okay.
It's usually when your defenses are low.
Yes. Sometimes when you're not hunkered down, right? So here's what he's saying is that may the name of the Lord keep you safe from all harm. And then he goes on and says, may he send help from his sanctuary and strengthen you from Jerusalem. Another translation says Zion. Well, Zion was a ascended place, and Mount Zion was where the dwelling place was, right, where the temple was. And so oftentimes the reference to Mount Zion wasn't just a reference to a high hill, although it would be a great hill of battle fortress strategically, but it was significant of the presence of God, right? Hey, Lindsay, it's significant of the presence of God. And so he's saying here that may you be helped from the presence of God. May you be helped from the sanctuary. Like many times we don't even know the plans of the enemy. We don't need to know the plans of the enemy. But if we stay in the sanctuary of the Lord, meaning his presence, how do we do that? Does that mean we go to church and we lock ourselves in the sanctuary? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. What it means is that we steward an atmosphere of presence and presence awareness around us throughout the day. Right? When we do that, hey, Pastor James, right? When we steward his presence around us, when we steward an atmosphere of his presence, that becomes our walking sanctuary, right? And that means our heart is focused on him. That means we're intentional about his presence being realized as we go throughout the day.
Yeah.
Right. And we walk with an awareness of his presence. And when we do that, we find the strength that we're looking for. He says, verse 2, may he send you help from his sanctuary and strength from Jerusalem. Have you ever found that many times when you're just worshiping the Lord, thanking the Lord, ministering to the Lord as you're going throughout your day, you sense his presence, you sense his nearness, and you sense that all is well. His peace, a reassurance, right? That's his help. That's a portion of his help. Verse 3, may he remember all your gifts and look favorably on your burnt offerings. Right? He's saying, may the Lord honor your sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
May the Lord honor what you have brought to him. Also, what he's saying is, may the Lord honor your worship, right? Because worship cost. Worship cost. It should cost, because worship is a display of the worth of God in our lives.
That's good.
It's not attached to music, it's attached to the worth
Mm-hmm.
that we have for when we feel. That's why we say in our songs, he's worthy. Worthy of what? My obedience. Worthy of what? My consecration. Worthy of what? The no's that I have to say. Worthy of what? Time in his presence and in his word. Worthy of whatever sacrifice I need to make to steward an awareness of his presence and to move forward and advance his kingdom agenda in the earth. He's worthy. There's no offering that I'll give that he will not be worthy of. There's not a time I'll lift my hands that he's not worthy of it. There's not a time I'll clap that he's not worthy of it. There's not a time that I'll obey that he's not worthy of it. But I can only say that because I have revelation of his worth,
Mm-hmm.
right? So when he's saying that, may he remember your gifts and your offerings, he's saying, may he remember your worship, what you have freely given unto the Lord as a revelation of his worth.
And I like that it says all your offerings, because sometimes we forget sometimes those moments that we sacrificed, or we forget the offerings that we gave, or we forget those moments of worship when it was hard, because just time makes us forget things. But I like that it says, may he remember all of it.
He'll remember all of it. Verse 4. Mm-hmm.
May he give you what your heart desires and fulfill your whole purpose. Let us shout for joy. I'll do it again.
Go ahead. Yeah.
May he give you what your heart desires and fulfill your whole purpose. Let us shout for joy at your victory and lift the banner in the name of our God. May the Lord fulfill all your requests.
Okay. That's a wonderful prayer. May he grant your heart's desire. And this one says, may he make all your plans succeed. Your verse says,
may he give you what your heart desires and fulfill your whole purpose.
I love the phrase whole purpose there, because here's the truth. A lot of times we get a sense of our purpose, but through our giftings, through our desires, through our passions, through our wiring. But many times, and we lean towards the desires,
Mm-hmm.
we lean towards the giftings. Sometimes we don't understand the fullness of our purpose. And when we don't understand the fullness of our purpose, we tend to lean towards the part that we're most passionate about,
Mm-hmm.
or the part that we feel more gifted in, or the part that we seem to see the most fruit in.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a purpose beyond just where you see fruit, and there's a purpose beyond just where you feel passion, and there's a purpose beyond just where you feel gifted.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that's why when we walk through hard seasons, or we walk through life, and we find ourselves, it oftentimes is in the mundane. Sometimes the greatest significance of our purpose is seen in the mundane. It's on a regular schmegular Tuesday at 3:00, when there's no conference, there's no preaching, there's no platform, and you're walking through the store, or you're at the neighborhood library, or you're in the community some kind of way, or you're sitting at your desk and you have a conversation with someone in passing, and it seems like it's just a conversation, but somehow they see Christ in you. They may not even say it, but you say one thing that impacts them. You ever have someone come back to you and tell you later on in life, man, when you said this to me, you probably don't even remember it, right? They'll say that phrase sometimes too.
Mm-hmm.
You said this and it just whatever, right? In that moment, you are fulfilling purpose.
Yeah.
But we don't often equate that to being purpose. We equate purpose to grandeur.
Mm-hmm.
We equate purpose to like external, shiny, whatever. But many times purpose is seen in the simple, stewarding of our day-to-day life. As we steward our lives, we
Yeah.
will find ourselves purposefully aligned with God's great agenda for our lives. And trust me, it includes more than a platform.
Mhm. And it's found in the consistency
Hmm.
of behavior.
Hmm.
Like I'm reminded, he reminded me yesterday of something he told me to do almost 5 years ago, and just to be consistent up in it.
Hmm.
And I'm watching the fruit of that consistent behavior.
Hmm.
Like it was a daily thing.
Hmm.
And I'm watching the fruit of it like now.
Hmm.
But it was 5 years ago, a word 5 years ago.
Hmm.
And even to the point where you were saying, like somebody coming back around.
Hmm.
Somebody came to you the other day and they wrote a whole drama based on something he said that he didn't even realize he said, but he doesn't even remember. I remember the first time he said it,
Hmm.
and it impacted me the first time he said it.
Mm.
Like it was my favorite moment from our original Infused days.
Hmm. Hmm.
And here we are 10, 12 years later. He repeated it just
Hmm.
not knowing,
Hmm.
and it impacted her, which led her to write something that's impacting
The
a
next
generation.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And the thing is
Hi,
that
Nayakan.
I won't do it, but
Uh-huh.
love you.
Mhm.
The thing is, I think this is so important, is that we have to reclaim God's purposes for our life from the platform.
Mhm.
I feel like the platform and stages are stealing fruitful, nourishing moments
Mhm.
that, because everything is compared to a platform moment when it comes to purpose in a lot of people's lives, right? It's like views and platforms, right? It's like, was it purposeful? You know,
Mhm.
was it, I'm standing in my destiny because I'm on a platform? And I'm not knocking platforms. God,
Mhm.
they have a purpose too. But what I'm trying to get us to see is that it says your whole purpose, which means that there are
Something
facets to this.
off of the
Yeah,
platform.
there's layers to this. There's when you think about the hours that you'll spend on a platform or on a call or in front of people versus the amount of time we'll spend living life with our family and our
Yeah.
loved ones and with our teams, like it's not even a comparison.
Right.
And so when we say, this psalm says, let our full purposes be experienced
Mm-hmm.
and lived out, that's meaningful. That means that you're going to be impactful and have significance in the sum total of your life.
Mm-hmm.
As you go day to day, you're impacting people.
Mm-hmm.
As you go day to day, your life is of significance.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just so important to chew on and to really digest, because when you realize that God is going to cause your life to be purposeful as he's ordered your steps, then you stop chasing purpose.
Mm-hmm.
You're not chasing purpose, because a lot of times we've made an idol out of our purpose, with great intentions. But we went through a season where it was just like, I got to find my purpose with my, and I get like the point of it is
Mm-hmm.
powerful. Like
Yeah.
when you know that you live a different way, but also when I realized that my purpose is bigger than my platform.
Mm-hmm.
The platform serves God's purpose in your life, but the purpose exceeds the platform.
Right.
And when we realize that, then we live in a space that's not coveting spaces, but cherishing the spaces that He has, by His providence, placed us in,
Mm-hmm.
and make a real impact there. So,
And it causes you to be more intentional when you know that it's the little moments that matter, that are purpose filled. It makes you intentional to steward your day better. Like I can steward my words with people when I keep in mind that they're purposeful. Like I want to say stuff to my children that is out of my feelings in the moment. But because I know the power of my words and the lasting effects that they can have, I know that if I speak out of my feelings, it may damage them long term, which will go against the purpose
Mm-hmm.
of not only my job,
Mm-hmm.
but their lives.
Mm-hmm.
So when you keep in mind that like every moment is purpose filled,
Mm-hmm.
you're able to steward your day, your actions, and everything better
Yeah,
because
that
you are
awareness.
intentional.
For sure. I think Naya does that really well, by the way. I think
Absolutely.
I think, you know,
You can't even imagine how many pauses she takes, even in our casual conversations,
mm-hmm.
because she's intentional about stewarding her word choice,
Mm-hmm.
even in a
Mm-hmm.
casual, comfortable, familiar, safe space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Small rooms, big rooms, small meetings, 2 people, 1 people, known, unknown. I think that's just a well-lived life.
Mhm.
Okay, let's move forward. Here we go. May the shout, verse 5. Is that where we at?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us shout for joy at your victory, and lift the banner of in the name of our God. May the Lord fulfill all your requests.
This says, may we shout for joy when we hear of your victory and raise a victory banner in the name of our God. May the Lord answer all your prayers. May we shout for joy when we hear of your victory and raise a victory banner in the name of our God. I think the takeaway in that 4 verses is that our victories are in the name of our God,
Mm-hmm.
right? Is that when you realize that God gets glory every time you have the victory, and it's not just a victory for our ego, then we even steward our victories well,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like when there's something about stewarding your victories.
Mm-hmm.
Your victories are not just for taunting; they're for testimony, which adds fuel to your journey. So it's like I don't just want to walk out of the season that was a tough one, like